Welcome back to Drupal Academy. In today's video, we are going to move one step deeper into authentication for a JSON API. This episode focuses on cookie-based authentication, which is the simplest method and perfect for local development, same domain frontends, or admin dashboard using React or the Vue. If you are building a decoupled Drupal app where the user needs to log in, manage content, or fetch protected data, cookie authentication is often the easiest way to get started. So let's jump in. First, I will explain you what is cookie-based authentication. Cookie authentication uses Drupal's built-in session system. When a user logs in, Drupal creates a session and gives the browser a cookie. Every API request after that automatically includes that cookie, no token required. This method works great when your Drupal backend and frontend share the same domain. For example, if your Drupal backend is on www.example.com and frontend is also on the www.example.com. In that case, this cookie authentication will work. If you are building a web app and not the mobile app, cookie-based authentication is simple. If you want quick authentication without OAuth or a JWT complexity. And the last one is if you want to work with React or Vue during development without extra setup. Now let's enable it. For that, go to the backend of our Drupal and go to extents. I will show you which modules are required for this. In my one of the old video, I already explained about these modules. So I will now show you which modules are required for that. I will add that video link as well in the description. First module is RESTful Web Services. You need to install this module. Second is serialization, and another is which we have already seen, the JSON API, that is also already enabled. Now go to the configuration, go into the web services, in that go to the REST, click on the REST. If this content resource is not enabled at your end, you can enable it from this below list. Once it is enabled, go to edit, and here in the authentication provider, select the cookie as an authentication provider and save the configuration. You can check the other setting as well. This methods get post delete. Next, go to the people and set the permissions for your nodes or the data. So that data should be only accessible to the authenticated users. For that, go to permissions. In the permissions, search for view publish permission. So this is the view publish content permission. Here you can see for anonymous user, the published content is not accessible. It is only accessible to the authenticated user, and we will use this role client1, and I had already created one user with this role, so I will show you that as well. Here you can see ABC client1. This is the one user and it has role as a client1. Now we have set the permissions to the authenticated users to view or get our content from the website. I will show you that as well. I will open my website in incognito mode and will try to access one of the node from the website. Localhost /drupal/node/1. It should show us the access denied because now we have set permission to the authenticated users to view our nodes. Now I will show you how to log in into Drupal using the endpoint which is provided by the Drupal. For that, go to the Postman, and here is the endpoint which Drupal has provided. Your website /Drupal/login and after that we need to pass the underscore format equal to JSON. Again go to the body. In the body you need to pass the username and the password of the user which you want to log in. So this is the username which I already show you, ABC client1, and its password is admin@1234556. Now I will click on this send button to send the request. After login, Drupal returns three very important things. The first one is the cookie. Your browser stores this cookie automatically. This cookie authenticates all future requests. Next is the CSRF token. You must include this in all post, patch or delete request. For get request, don't need the CSRF token. And third one is the logout token. If the user want to log out, in that case we need to pass the logout token as well. Now that you are logged in, and we will try to fetch the node data. For that I already prepared this request in the Postman, and in the last video we have optimized this API endpoint, and we had created this short API endpoint API/article using the JSON extras module. I will click on this send button to send this request, and it will fetch all nodes which are available in the article content type. Here you can see in the JSON API we are getting this node details. In the data attribute you can see type as article, ID, title, created date of that particular node. If you want to see the cookies for this request, click on this cookie. You can see this cookie is automatically passed by the Postman. We don't need to pass this manually. If you delete this cookie and try to send the request, in that case you can see we are getting the empty data in the data attributes. Again, if you want to authenticate this endpoint, again go to the user login endpoint, click on send button. It will again send us the CSRF token, logout token and the cookie. Again go to that request to get the articles data, and in the cookie you can see the cookie is set by the Postman. I will click on this send button. It will fetch the nodes data from this article content type. And third request is logout. Suppose if you want to log out that particular user, so for that we need to pass this underscore format as a JSON token. Here token we need to pass as a logout token, and method should be the post method. For that again I will go to our login endpoint and will copy this logout token request. Again go to the logout API endpoint, we'll paste that here, and in the cookies as well you can see the same cookie is attached to this request as well. Click on this send button and it will log out our user. So here we are getting the 204 no content, means the session is destroyed. And I will go to fetch that article data. I will click on the send request. So now user is logged out, that's why it is showing the empty data. So this is we have seen in the Postman. Now I will show you how it works in our browser. For that I already created this 3 endpoints in the PHP file. The same details are passed. So I will show you how that cookie is set in our browser. So this is the login endpoint. In that post fields I pass the same users details like name and the password, and this will return the cookie and those tokens, CSRF token and the logout token. For that go to our browser and run that file in the browser. So this file will return cookie value in the header section. In the body, it returns current users, CSRF token, and the logout token value. Now user is logged in, and I will show you where that cookie is set in our browser. For that, go to the application, cookies, and here you can see your domain name, and that cookie value is set in our browser. Next endpoint is to fetch the node data of article content type. So for that, I set this endpoint, and in the cookie we need to pass that cookie. Copy this cookie value and paste that here. Save the file and open this file in the browser. So in the browser as well, we are getting the article details, and here you can see the cookie is set in the browser. And same for the logout, we need to pass value and the logout token. For that, the third file is this one. I will paste the cookie value here and copy this logout token. So we need to pass this logout token. Save this file and hit this logout API, so it will log out the user. And if I now try to get these details, it will not show us the details. It is returning the 0 count. Now I will explain when to use cookie authentication. As we already seen, use cookie authentication if your front end is on the same domain or the subdomain. You are building a dashboard, intranets, or admin style tools, or you want fastest and the simplest authentication. The last one is SEO, or the caching does not depend on the user specific responses. And when to avoid cookie authentication, if you are building mobile apps, front end is hosted on a completely different domain. Third one is you need stateless authentication. And last one is you want JWT or the OAuth security tokens. Those we will see in the upcoming tutorials. And that's it for the cookie based authentication in a Drupal. Now you know how to enable required modules, allow login through the REST, use the login endpoint, make authenticated JSON API request, and the logout. If you have learned something new today, hit the like button, subscribe to Drupal Academy, and drop any questions in the comment. See you in the next video.